Hey guys, it's ExandShadow, and welcome back to Let's Play Banjo-Tooie. In the last part, we kicked the shit out of Canary Mary, and in this part, we're going to finish up Glitter Gulch Mine, or at least our first run through Glitter Gulch Mine. As always, there are some stuff that we're not going to be able to get on our first run through, so we're going to have to do that in later run throughs. But for the time being, we're going to get everything we can on our first run through this area, so that's pretty fun, right? Anyway, we're back in the Gloomy Caverns. I'm not sure if I ended the last part going into the Gloomy Caverns, or if I'm just cutting out the backtracking. It's been a while since I edited these things up. But anyway, you're gonna need to use either the Bill Drill or the Detonator's Explodey thing in order to get through most of this place. I'd recommend using the Bill Drill, because again, you should get that thing first thing you do in Glitter Gulch Mine. But if you haven't gotten that for whatever reason, the Detonator's an acceptable substitute, I guess, but still, it's just like, not losing health, you're gonna need to get it anyway, just go with the Bill Drill, okay? Anywho, this is the first time we're going to be really using our fire eggs, which we got outside of Glitter Gulch Mine in the Isle of Hags. Over the course of the game, we're going to get several upgrades to our eggs. Well, not several upgrades, but different type of egg ammunition, I guess is a better way to put it. In the first game, all you had were blue eggs, but in this game, you've got the standard blue eggs, which you're not going to use a whole lot after you unlock the other types. And now we also have fire eggs, which obviously are on fire. They go a little bit slower, but they also have a little bit of a higher damage output than your general standard eggs. However, I wouldn't really recommend using them for combat just because they move so slowly. It's kind of hard to aim with them because normally when you would aim like a standard blue egg, you're used to that aiming already, so the fire eggs move slow enough that it'll actually screw up your aiming. You have to compensate for the distance a lot more. Not to mention that the damage you use is kind of limited anyway, and also your supply of them is a lot smaller than your normal blue eggs. You've only got 50 of them, so you usually just want to keep those for the puzzles that you need fire eggs to use. There aren't too many instances where you have to use fire eggs, but you know, you're going to need them eventually, so I recommend, well, obviously you have to get them. You need fire eggs in order to get to the third world. But once you get them, you're not going to be using them too much other than those situations where you're absolutely required to. As you can see right there, the eggs, they're sort of swapping in between blue and fire. Now every egg patch that you see will sort of cycle between all of the eggs that you have available. So once we unlock our third form of eggs, it'll go blue, fire, the third form of eggs that we're going to probably find next part, I think. The third form of the egg is the most broken form, so you're going to be using those a lot. But for the time being, you're not going to be using too many of them. Yeah, just eggs in general, really. Other than that third form that we haven't gotten yet, eggs are pretty damn useless. You know, you're better off using, like, your standard melee moves for combat. But once you do find that third form of egg, it is broken as shit. Anyway, the move that we found there with Jam Jars, that's the last Jam Jars move in Glitter Gulch Mine, so, you know, good for you. You could probably actually skip that one, since that ability is really only ever useful for this one mission right here, this first-person mission we have right now. This first-person mission is a little bit annoying, but thankfully this is the last real mission like this for a long time. The rest of the first-person sections for the next couple of worlds are mostly just mini-game type things. This is one of the last real, like, shootout sort of areas in the game. There's only one more after this, and we're not seeing that for a while, so if you don't like the first-person sections, don't worry, you don't have to put up with them too much, but if you do, well, and you want more of them, just go find your copy of GoldenEye and put that in, so, yeah. Anyway, the point of this mission is to find all of these Dynamite packs and use this new move. I think it's the something, I don't know, the beak, whatever. You press the B button and Kazooie does this, achoo! She sneezes on them. You need to sneeze on every single Dynamite pack in the area. This mission always gives me trouble because I can't for the life of me remember the layout to this area, so I always use a map for this place. But if I could give any general advice, it would try to avoid backtracking as much as possible. See, like here, I'm trying to take out all of the Dynamite packs I can on the top level before moving on to the middle level. And then afterwards, I try to go in a circle and get everything on my way without having to backtrack too much. The problem is that the areas do tend to look kind of similar. I mean, there is certain areas are color-coded, so that makes it a bit easier to determine where you can, where you are and where everything else is in relation to you, but it's still not the easiest place to travel around in. Thankfully, however, these dynamite packs are hopping around and they make noises when you're nearby, just like a lot of the other collectibles in the game. If you've got stereo or stereo sound, that makes it a whole lot easier, because if you listen to the left and then you hear a dynamite pack to your left, you'll know that that's a dynamite pack in that direction and you're supposed to get it. However, there's just a lot of times when you've got like one left and you've got like 20 seconds and you have no idea where that last dynamite pack is. Just stay calm. There's nothing that you're going to get by freaking out. So, remaining calm, paying close attention, and trying to stay as follow a path as close as possible. That's the only real recommendations I can give here. If there's one thing that you should definitely not do, that's shoot the dynamite packs with eggs. If you shoot the dynamite pack with an egg, no matter what type of egg, it will blow up. And if it blows up, then you've got a problem, because then you got to restart the entire level all over again. The same thing happens if you run out of time too. The area will explode and you have to enter and exit again. Afterwards, you get your Jiggy, but of course you have to backtrack out. And one time when I was playing this game, I think it was the first time I was playing, it's kind of hard to remember, but when I was young, I remember I spent like 15 minutes trying to get out of this place because I couldn't remember the way out. Basically, if you want to know how to get out, just go up. Keep on going up, and then you'll eventually reach the exit. But this mission, once you know where you're going, isn't really that bad. The problem is just, again, knowing where you're going. I've been playing this game for over 10 years, and I still use a map for this area just because I have such a hard time remembering where things go. So don't feel too guilty about looking up a map for this place. You know, I do it every single time. I still have my strategy guide for this game lying around someplace. So yeah, just stay calm, use a map if you need it, try to memorize the best path to go. This is going to take you a couple of tries, no doubt. It usually takes me a few tries. I got lucky this time around and did it on my first try, but you know, you're gonna get lucky eventually, right? So yeah, I can't really give you directions. You just gotta keep a clear head, try to map out your route as best as you can, and then that's about it. That's all the advice I can really give you. I know, I'm not very helpful. I'm supposed to be helpful for this game, but you know what? I can't be good at everything, guys. I mean, I know you expect me to be perfect at absolutely everything, but you know, I'm not a miracle worker, okay? I can't do it all, okay? You don't have to judge me so hard. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway, with that, I think we've got 7 out of the 8 Jiggies we can get at this point. There's 10 in this level, just like every other level, but however, we can only get 8 on our first run through, so we're going to have to get the last one now. This Jiggy is very, very important because not only does this Jiggy get us a Jiggy in this level, but it also adds access to a whole bunch of other Jiggies later in the game. So if you skip out on, if you're going the minimum Jiggy route, or if you're trying to just unlock the world as fast as possible, still get this Jiggy. This is one of the most important ones to get in the entire game because earlier we used Momo to levitate this train, and obviously there's got to be something involving the train that gives us a Jiggy, right? So anyway, there's a go button in here, so after we get this Jiggy, we can use the train to go places, like go to other levels. But we can't do that just yet. We've got to fight the boss of this level first. Yeah, you can tell that there's a boss going on when they've got this dialogue going here. I mean, it's just a lump of coal, though I don't know why that oh, wait, it's living, never mind. Oh. Boo, game. Boo. I make the terrible puns around here, and even I thought that was bad. Boo, game. Boo. So, anyway, here's old King Cole. He's the boss of Glitter Gulch Mine. Every level has a boss in it, so if you're looking for that last Jiggy and you haven't fought a boss, well, that's probably where it is. Anyway, old King Cole is probably yeah, I'd say he's the easiest boss in the entire game, even easier than Klungo. Assuming you have eggs, that is. If you don't have any eggs with you, he's probably not he's probably a little bit harder than Klungo. But I always have near max eggs anyway, so, you know, this boss is never an issue. Anyway, all you gotta do is stand on one of the bigger platforms and keep on pelting him with eggs. That's all you need to do. He'll occasionally make the room hotter and make it so that you'll eventually run out of air, but as long as you keep on shooting him with eggs, you'll never even lose more than like 2 bubbles. He is ridiculously easy. He doesn't even try to attack you. I mean, I guess if you tried to like use melee attacks on him, he'd be easy, but I've never done that. I've always used eggs. This is what I've always tried to do. It's always worked and it always will work, because Old King Cole's a fucking pussy. Yeah, he's probably the easiest boss in the entire game. Yeah, definitely easier than Klungo, because Klungo at least has the chance to damage you. The only way Old King Cole is going to hurt you is if you run straight fucking into him. He's pathetic. Yeah, easiest boss ever, pretty much. He doesn't even try. However, for fighting that really, really easy boss, however, we get a really great reward. Not only do we get the, Jiggy, we also get access to Chuffy's cab. And once you, basically what it'll do is it'll travel between worlds that you've unlocked Chuffy for. In a couple of levels, not all of them, but the majority of them, there's a train switch. And once you press that train switch, you'll open up the train station in that world. And you can use the train station to bring Chuffy there. Now, it's not usually very convenient to travel world to world via Chuffy, but however, it's necessary to complete a ton of side quests, get lots of Jiggies, and also unlock an entire world. But anyway, that was about it for Glitter Gulch Mine. In the next part, we're going to unlock the 3rd world in the game. Oh, well, actually, I probably shouldn't say I'm ExandShadow. I should show off the totals here. See, we've got everything we can on this run-through. Anyway, next time, yeah, we're gonna explore the next world. I'm ExandShadow, and I'll see you guys later.